Okay, let me just say, the Bromance Book Club, I guess that really wasn't technically something I needed to say. Anyways, hello! Welcome to Here for the Romance, my little corner of the internet where I review and generally squee over romance novels. Today I'm here to talk to you all about The Bromance Book Club by Lyssa K. Adams. I'm gonna do my best to make this a coherent review, but yeah, no promises. First things first, a big thank you to Berkley and Netgalley for the opportunity to read this book before it was published. I was given a copy of this book in exchange for my honest review, and all opinions are my own. So the premise of this book is that our hero and heroine are married, but their marriage is hanging on by a thread. And the hero joins a secret book club with a bunch of other guys who read romance novels to improve their relationships. I will admit, I was kind of nervous that the premise of this book would be the best thing about it, and that the story itself wouldn't really live up to the hype. I have been burned by a spectacular premise before, we all have, so I was hesitant. I am very happy to say this book delivers. So as I said, this is a second chance romance that follows married couple Gavin and Thea Scott. I did not know I was here for capital H, capital F, a second chance romance, but apparently I am because this book slayed my life. So the book opens with Gavin experiencing the hangover of his life. He has been indefinitely staying in a hotel room after leaving / being kicked out by his wife. We learn that they got into a huge fight after kind of being on the rocks for a little while, and his wife Thea puts the nail in the coffin and asks for a divorce. Hence the hangover. So a group of big burly guys barge into his hotel room, manhandle him from the floor of the hotel room onto a couch, and tell him that they're going to save his marriage. Cut to Thea, ready and raring to literally tear out a wall of their home because your girl's got sand and she is sick of playing the supporting role in her own story. Now that she's asked Gavin for a divorce, she is ready to push forward with life, and she has decided that she is going to finish the art degree that she abandoned when she learned that she was pregnant with their twin daughters shortly after they got together. Gavin and Thea have only been married for about 3 years. They got married shortly after finding out that Thea was pregnant, which happened shortly after they got together. And then shortly after that, Gavin gets picked up by a big league baseball team. Thea puts her career and education on hold, not only to become a mom, but to become a baseball wife, TM. Which unfortunately makes the night that their marriage falls apart even more painful for everybody, because hours before, Gavin hit a grand slam, something that is likely to be the highlight of his career and go down in the team's history. Despite the building tension in their marriage, they get completely caught up in the moment, and they feel like they did when they first met, buzzing with electricity and unable to keep their hands off of each other. When Thea orgasms beneath her husband, he realizes the horrible truth. She's been faking it in bed. So he confronts her, and one of the best nights of their lives quickly become one of the worst. Gavin is obviously very hurt to find out that she's been faking it, and Thea is furious that he's only just realizing it now. And she's also starting to realize that it's not the only thing she's been faking. She's essentially put her entire life on hold for the past 3 years to support Gavin in his baseball career, and she's sick of it. So in come the Bromance boys. It turns out that the friends that came to his rescue in the hotel room are part of a secret book club. A book club dedicating to reading romance novels in order to improve their relationships and marriages. Gavin's mission, should he choose to accept it, is to read a Regency romance novel called Courting the Countess and to use what he learns while reading it to help save his marriage. So he begrudgingly accepts their help and starts reading. And guys, it is the best. We get actual excerpts from Courting the Countess. It's a romance novel inside a romance novel. It's romanceception. The guys have handpicked Courting the Countess because the things that the hero and heroine of that story are going through very closely mirror the things that Thea and Gavin are going through. It's pretty genius the way that she does this because the two separate stories very closely parallel each other without being the same. So with the help of the Bromance boys, Gavin convinces Thea to let him move back into the house and give him until Christmas to win her back. If he can't do it, he will agree to a divorce on any terms that she sets. Thea is completely convinced that it won't work and basically decides she just needs to suffer through the next couple of weeks before she can get a move on with her new life. But Gavin's got a couple new tricks up his sleeve, and it doesn't help that he is hot AF and a wonderful dad to their daughters. There's a lot of great stuff in here, from the hilarious hijinks of the Bromance boys to the realness that is Married with a Toddler life, to wonderful in-depth backstories and pretty awesome feminist commentary. There's one scene where one of the Bromance boys brings Gavin a pumpkin spice latte. And at first, of course, he's like, ew, pumpkin spice latte. But then he drinks it and he's like, oh my god, this is a spicy sweet flavor explosion in my mouth. And I'm just over here like... One of the Bromance boys then goes on to talk about the fact that often things that women like are criticized just because women like them, and it's just so on point. I really love that both our hero and heroine have to go on this journey of self-discovery and vulnerability, and that Lyssa Kay Adams really brings to the forefront this idea that married couples can change, and they have to learn how to navigate those changes together, and they have to show up for each other over and over and over and over. So yeah, I gave this 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I absolutely loved it. I don't even really feel like I got to touch on how funny this book is, but this book is so funny, like laugh out loud funny. The Bromance boys alone are worth reading this, but Gavin and Thea's second chance romance is really, really sweet, and I think you guys are really going to fall in love with them. The Bromance Book Club hits shelves on November 5th, and I highly, highly recommend you get yourself a copy. This is a romance for romance lovers, an ode to the genre, if you will, and it's sweet, smart, funny, and fresh. Let me know down in the comments if you're here for a second chance romance, and hook your girl up with some recommendations, because I have been sleeping on this trope and I need to change that real quick. Well, friends, that is it for this video. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.